keep us strong, and the vibes is never wrong. We are beauty, we are power, we are people in the sun.
Welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. As you guys can tell this morning, we have a power-packed session. All the politicians are in the room. We proceed with our conversation this morning, and we're heading over to the Purple Party. It's the IDA, the Innovative Democratic Alliance. And this morning we are chatting with the political leader, Dr. Denise Tsoiafatt-Angus, as well as the candidate for Mason Hall, Mariah. And we are chatting, but via phone conversation though, with Shelly-Ann Lewis. Good morning and welcome. I am hoping that your audio is fine, Shelly-Ann. This is
Good morning.
to make sure that you are with us. Excellent. Now, you are the lone woman in that district in this upcoming election as it pertains to some of your opponents. Talk to us a bit about how you got involved in politics and why is it important for you to come out and give representation for the district in this particular election.
Okay, again, pleasant good morning to my IDA team, the people of Tobago, to you, Tobago Update, and more so importantly, Mason Hall North, Mariah. First, allow me to introduce myself. Okay, I am Shelly-Ann Lewis. I went to Dollarford Anglican School, then to Roxburgh Secondary, and then I moved on to further my education in Tobago Hospitality Tourism Institute in Mount St. George. I am currently a supervisor in the unemployment relief program. Now, the big question. Could you just repeat the question for me?
Yes, tell us a bit about your thrust into politics. What made you decide to want to step forward and represent this district in this election?
All right. One of the things that made me get into politics is the passion and love for people. Seeing people, being comfortable and all of that. That's the reason why I chose to get into politics. However, why did I choose Mason Hall, Mariah? Because I've been in that constituency for more than, say, 25 years or more. And on the ground as a supervisor, I would have gone to that village, both villages, and, see the neglect of people, the elderly asking for help, assistance around their home and yard. We have the young people would normally approach me. It doesn't have anything for me to do. They don't care about us. They don't even having a little program. They're not opening a little training center for us who's not working. So in this, I see it fit this time around, because when I've had two parties before and they are complaining, so it means that something was not right. So this gives me the opportunity to choose the IDA, having spoken to my leader and understanding what her principles and morals are and what she wants for the people of Tobago. I decide, well, this is the party that I will join because I have the same sentiments that she's sharing.
Excellent.
Yes, I've been on the ground with the young people, assisting them, elderly and stuff. So being into the election, being chosen on January the 12th, God permits, will give me a bigger and larger opportunity to help the people of Mason Hall, North Mariah, and by extension, who knows?
Understood. Dr. Angus, thank you for joining us as well as political leader of the IDA. Tell us why it was important for you to have representation in this particular election in this district, and why was it a point for you to choose Shelly-Ann Lewis? How was she selected as the nominee for this area?
Well, I think the people would have chosen Shelly-Ann Lewis. We have been committed to bringing the people in to the conversation. And if we are talking about empowering communities and giving them responsibility, it was important for us to start it from even how we chose our candidates in the campaign. And therefore, across Tobago, we went to different communities. We asked, okay, who do you want to represent you? They were not idea persons per se, they were just groups of persons that we went to and we said, who would you like to recommend you? And oftentimes you had names, coming up. We would then approach those persons. They would say yes or they say no. And if they said no, we went back to communities and say, well, who else is there? And so that is how the process would have gone for just about all of our candidates. And so that is why we say to the people, you chose your candidates. Now, sometimes that has caused a challenge for us because uh, we don't often know everyone who is coming in. And so it is for us to now work together to make sure that it can work in terms of going forward. And that is what we're going to see in communities when we give them power and we give them the resources. Every community is going to be different in terms of how they respond, how they behave, how they react. And therefore, it's for us to know that we have to have patience with the process and trust the process, knowing very well that at the end of it, all will be well, regardless of how it looks. Everyone knows that you start as a caterpillar. In making the butterfly, you start in the caterpillar stage, and then there's the cocoon stage where everything is all mixed up and pure confusion. And then at the end of it, emerging is that beautiful butterfly. And so
Understood.
we have to be prepared to go through the process.
Right. Shelly-Ann, tell us about a bit about some of your big ticket ideas. What are some of the major transformations that you are projecting or suggesting in this upcoming elections for your area?
I would have heard halfway the question. I'm not sure what happened there.
I
The
said,
internet apparently given a lot of
what are some of your big ticket ideas? What are some of your big ideas to help transform the district?
What are some of my ideas for the constituency?
Yes, to
That's what you're
transform
asking?
the district. Some of your big ideas to cause major transformation within the district.
I must some of my ideas. One of my promises that I would have made to the people of Mason and North Mariah is to always be on the ground so much. Where the people are saying they are tired of promises and stuff like that. So they would normally ask, what do I have to bring to the table for them? Yeah? Right. So one of the things that I would have targeted mostly is the the young people, boys and girls on the street. Some of them, they just say they doesn't have anywhere to go when the day comes, so they would just be on the street. We
Understood.
on the IDA actually is looking forward to having programs, different learning centers and stuff for this, so they could have something active to do during the day. Also, the district is very active in sports, mainly football, cricket. And we are also, with the IDEA team, we are looking forward to transforming, I should say, the community. Yeah. Building people and just not buildings.
Right.
We are not just having up buildings and nothing to do with it. We are
Right.
transforming the minds and building people and not just putting all those centers and stuff that they have no access to right now because the youth were taken away. There are people saying they want to learn plumbing and they want to learn sewing and they have nowhere to do it actually because the community centers and stuff are at a lockdown. For some reason, I don't know why it was not like that a few years ago. As a matter of fact, my political leader now would have been previous years ago in charge of those community centers, and it was usable, and it was for all. It was for the village community, and it is now taken away. That privilege is now taken away. So you would see some guys grouping by the road, they're trying to make kites and all those things. And they are saying having the use of the community centers and the multi-purpose centers in the constituency, it would be a great effort for them. So under the idea with my leader, I know definitely that is one of the access she will give back the people of Tobago, the freedom to have the use of the community centers so that they can have classes and have gathering with the young people, even having reading classes for even the elderly, maths classes. There are elderly people willing to gather a group and learn how to read still. Some of them would say, Shelly, we don't even know the maths that we grandchildren bringing home now. So if you could gather us and teach us, bring in somebody to do that. So those are some of my ideas for Miss Norma Mariah. And as I said, in general, with the idea, it will be transformed all over Tobago.
Excellent. And, finally, as we round up the discussion, Dr. Angus, you were at the conversation with the chief last night, and you got a lot of positive responses from persons looking on. Why was it important for you to be a part of those conversations and really take a stand and be able to bring some of the facts to the fore and express some of the ideologies of the IDA on that particular platform?
At the core of our existence is accountability. And I see that even before I get into office as the chief secretary, that I must be accountable to the people. And that is why 4 years ago, when we had just stepped out as a new party, 4 months old, and election was called, I attended a similar forum like that and presented myself to the people. At that forum, the Fali presented as PDP, and the PNM was absent. So at this forum, we are in 2025, 2026, and elections are coming. I am doing the same thing. I am presenting myself to the people and being accountable to the people for them to see what they're getting. It was very disappointing and perhaps not surprising that we did not have Fali Chavez Augustine there, or the TPP, and we had the PNM. But it just shows what we consider to be disrespect, because there are many people who are looking on and looking forward to hearing from all of the leaders as to what exactly they're putting forward and how can they trust the leadership in going forward. I think it sends a big message that he chose not to be there.
Understood. We want to thank you so much for being a part of this morning's
Before I go,
discussions.
I was actually told that I was invited as a candidate, because I think people sometimes forget that I am too a candidate of Scarborough Mount Grace, and the people of Scarborough Mount Grace are highly upset at a number of things. Number one, the poor drainage systems. Number two, the African snail that is taking them over. Three, that they do not have access to their community centers and their Y zones, and that they have no ownership. They did not get the stadium that was promised to them by both administrations, both PNM and TPP. Everyone knows that when I was there, persons had access to just about every facility that they had. The Y zone was gifted to them. The community center was returned to them. And as soon as I stepped out of that role, the PNM shut them down, took away the Y zone and the community center from them. And the TPP did not give it back to them, even though they promised. That was one of their promises. So, doing a lot of work in the area throughout the years. Persons know that I would have been committed in the area. The mural on the wall coming in, young people asked that they wanted to do something, and I supported them to execute that project. There are many more areas that we would have supported them in, starting the color hall harvest, starting the football league competition on the field, the color hall league competition. Those are some of the things that as the secretary back then, I would have facilitated and done. Recently, persons, like I said, are very upset. The roads are in a horrible, deplorable state. I cannot believe that somebody being the Secretary of Infrastructure, Trevor James, did not see about his electoral district. It is in a deplorable state, and coming to pave the roadways in the midst of an election. I understand one of our community members actually stopped them from paving in front of his gate in Friends Field, because why are you coming to pave roads and patch roads the week before election? That should have been done during the 4 years when people's cars were being broken up, dropping into all of those potholes. And therefore, also the fact that a lot of the drains have not been cleaned, public health has not been seen coming around. So there's been a lot undone in that community. And so I am asking the people of Scarborough Mongrace, you know me. You have experienced what I have done with you before. And I'm asking you to officially now give me the chance to represent you. When I was doing all those things, I was not your representative. I'm asking you to officially give me the chance as the official chance to represent you, and also as the most experienced politician in this race, having been the Secretary of Community Development and Culture, having been the presiding officer, and having had much experience in the health sector, which is in total shambles right now. And we need a strong hand to turn around the sector, to turn around the economy. So let us reset Tobago together.
Understood.
So thank you.
Again, we want to thank you so much, Dr. Angus, for being here this morning. And we're wishing the IDA all the best in the upcoming Tobago House of Assembly come January 12th. Just a few short days away from our people here in Tobago heading to the polls. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you so much for being a part of this morning's discussions. Thank you for your likes, your shares, and your comments, and all that you have been doing and continue to do to make Tobago Updates the #1 broadcaster here on the island of Tobago. Again, I am Shenell Felix, and have a great day.
Tobago Updates. Good morning, Tobago. Let's go. It's a brand new morning. Rise up to a brand new dawning as the passion start to rise.